Oh my god, dude, we're 6 games in. I'm not gonna survive.
Well, I mean, look at the positives. At least you were wrong about Stroman scoring.
Yeah, well, it's nice to be wrong sometimes.
Yeah, like how you were wrong about the Leafs contending for a playoff spot.
Dude!
I was trying to help. Hi, everyone. Austin Matthews.
Moto, wizardry, and...
Well, time for a rebuild.
This team is ruining my life!
Do I have to? Leafs lose 7-3, I think, was the final to the Tampa Bay Lightning. In overtime. That's not possible. That's not a thing. Okay, on the bright side, let's talk about the bright side. We're 6 games in. Now that we've addressed that, Frederik Andersen! I saw someone call him Frederik Andersen and they spelled the S with a 5. Ha ha! And then that became Ander6 and then Anderseven and oh, aren't you so clever? Why does his name work so well with numbers that are far too high? I just hope I don't get to meet Frederik Andersen. Frederik Andersen 9. No, that doesn't work. So we know he's not going to allow 9 or more. And with those words from my mouth, he will next game. All right, I was going at the Frederik Andersen angle on Twitter last night during the game. I'm sure some of you saw it. Here's what I'm going to do for you, okay? We're going to have a talk. Here's what I'm going to do for you. Frederik Andersen has not been good enough. Frederik Andersen needs to be better. Now that I have done that for you, hear me out. First goal, Steven Stamkos checks Connor Carrick from behind and Austin Matthews does nothing. Which is a little unfair because Matthews is only one guy on the ice. No one did anything. And a lot of people were talking about that, but if we ignore that, the Leafs got the play back. They got the puck back. Matthews tries to clear it. Hyman can't corral the clearing attempt. The Lightning intercepts. Steven Stamkos is in on a breakaway and he scores on Frederik Andersen. Well, what are you going to do when Steven Stamkos is cruising in on a breakaway 1-0? So you say Frederik Andersen allowed the first shot of the game, and I say just over a minute in, the Leafs allow Steven Stamkos to have a clear-cut breakaway. Are you joking? Well, you know what, Steve? It'd be nice to get a save every now and then. It'd be nice if Frederik Andersen was able to sprawl out and stop Steven Stamkos. Steven Stamkos was not the one who needed to be stopped. Here's your homework. You gotta watch the entire ugly thing. You gotta watch all the highlights because I'm going through every goal. Go to MapleLeafs.com. I know the update sucks, but go to MapleLeafs.com and watch the game in 6 because at very least that is good. And maybe once we're done talking about the goals, we can talk about how we as a fan base, hockey fans, need to rebel against NHL.com and all the team sites. What a dumpster fire. How do you hit publish on that and be proud? Anyway, Steven Stamkos was not the one who needed to be stopped. Watch the overhead of the goal. Hunwick bats the friggin' thing in! I think you can ask your goaltender to stop the opposition. That's a pretty reasonable ask. You can't ask him to stop his own teammates! Well, Stamkos probably would have got the shot off anyway, and he probably would have scored anyway. We don't know that. What we do know for sure is Hunwick batted the friggin' thing in, 1-0. Second goal, and by the way, about 7 minutes in, and only the Lightning's second shot. Colburn puts it on from the point, and it's just a floater. Andersen should have no trouble with that at all. That is if Roman Polak isn't wrestling with Alex Killorn like Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 6. Puck ends up behind Andersen. Yes, it was trickling, but no, it wouldn't have gone in. That thing would have stopped. Alex Killorn, who Roman Polak has 39 pounds on, wins the battle to the puck, wins the race to the puck, taps it in. It's 2-0. Third goal, still in the first period, by the way. Steven Stamkos is set up for a patented Steven Stamkos blast of a one-timer. First thing, Steven Stamkos one-timers are going to happen. You know they're coming, you just can't stop them. You know why? It's Steven Stamkos, that's why he makes bank. But there's someone on him. There's someone just a few feet from him to block the shot. It's William Nylander, double flamingos. Literally jumps out of the way, and everyone's getting on Willie for that, and I kind of want to get on Willie for that, and then I'm like, would I do that? Yeah, no, I don't want to block a Steven Stamkos slap shot either. Of course, Willie makes a lot more money than me, but then again, I also don't want Willie getting hurt on account of he's kind of the team's second leading scorer, and one of the few things going right so far. So let's pretend the puck wouldn't have even hit Nylander anyway. Frederik Andersen, stop that shot. Go right ahead. Perfectly placed, bar down shot, thing of beauty from Stamkos. Oh, we are so lucky that we got to see that. You know who didn't see it? Frederik Andersen! Hunwick tied up with an attacker in front. Andersen didn't see a damn thing, and it's 3-0 after 1. Second period, the shots are currently 18-9 for the Leafs, and I know that because it's on the screen when the thing happens. No one has Stamkos in front. How on earth do you leave Stamkos alone in front? Riley sort of has Hedman, but he doesn't get to Hedman in time. Hedman gets the shot off. Frederik Andersen makes like a save of the year candidate, and he keeps it at 3-0. Actually, just looking at the play, in terms of who is closest to the net, it's Frederik Andersen, the goalie by the way, and Morgan Riley versus Steven Stamkos, Victor Hedman, and Nikita Kucherov. So if Stamkos doesn't get it, if Hedman doesn't get it, Kucherov would have been right there. So how do they repay him? Less than a minute later, Bozak and Zaitsev are just standing there chilling on, I think it was Nemestikov in front, and they're like, what are we both doing here? Zaitsev hightails it towards Stamkos in the corner because he's like, wait, we both shouldn't be here. Victor Hedman, the guy who almost just scored, by the way, is allowed to creep in, and you see JVR look at him like he just realized he slept through his alarm. Trailing behind him, Riley for some reason. Andersen makes the first stop, but Hedman, a Norris candidate, bats in the rebound, and it's 4-0, and damn it, Freddie, it's all your fault. Leafs make it 4-1. Congratulations, we're not talking about it. The 5-1 goal, Freddie is already down trying to guard from Stamkos. No one has Kucherov. He can't get over to the shot from the pass in time, and now it's 5-1. Side note on that goal, you see Matt Hunwick out there sometimes, and you're like, you know what, he's alright. And then you see him trying to keep up with Kucherov and Stamkos on this play, and you realize, oh, there's a gap. Leafs make it 5-2 and then 5-3, but we're not talking about it because how can you have your pudding if you don't eat your meat? The Lightning's 6th goal comes on the power play. It's a double minor to Mitch Marner. Horrible luck. High stick, cuts the guy. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? And now, I mean, the game's basically over, right? Andersen makes the first stop. Tampa gets the rebound. There's the 6th goal. And Roman Polak was hurting on this one because, bless him, the guy blocked a really hard shot. But again, on this goal, the Leafs can't win a battle in front of their own net. They can't win one. Oh, but Andersen and his rebounds. Oh, but Reimer and his rebounds. Oh, but how about if a Leafs defenseman had their goalies back once ever? And then Drouin coming in for the 7th goal. The game is basically over anyway. He's got a clear shot. Yeah, I would have liked Freddie to stop that one, but at that point, who really gives a damn? So, you can look at this game, you can look at the score, you can look at Frederik Andersen's save percentage, and you can tell me, Steve, Frederik Andersen is the problem. Steve, any goalie that doesn't have a save percentage above like 900 is a joke. Well, Andersen had a 923 save percentage as a rookie in almost 30 games. The next season, he followed that up with almost twice as many games and a 914 save percentage, still good. And last year, he split time with John Gibson and had a 919. So let me ask you this. What do you think, he just forgot?
Hey guys, my name's Fred. I'm really glad that you signed me to be on the Leafs.
Yeah, we're really glad to have you here too, Fred.
Alright, now whose line am I on?
Whose line?
Yeah, you signed me to be a left winger, right?
No, I'm pretty sure we gave you the opportunity to be a goalie.
Oops, I forgot.
And now I'm going nuts because I could sit here and tell you the Tampa Bay Lightning are a clearly better team on paper than the Toronto Maple Leafs. Who among you would argue with me? Well, the Leafs outshot them. And it wasn't just a score effects thing. It was by a wide margin, and it was over the whole game. Granted, the Leafs were down almost the whole game on account of they gave a goal up less than a minute 30 into the game. And Andersen's numbers are a horror show. Absolutely. Yeah, it'd be nice to get an occasional save. He gave the Leafs an occasional save in this one. Big ones, at least a couple. But the Leafs' defensive breakdowns were worse than the Tampa Bay Lightning's defensive breakdowns, plain and simple. Am I as concerned as you are? You bet. You know what? I wish the problem was just Frederik Andersen. You know how much easier that would be? It'd be one guy. It'd be one guy. The problem would be one guy. Yes, it's a guy who just signed a $25 million contract for the next 5 years, but it'd be one guy. You could say, here's the problem right here. And a lot of people are trying to do that. This team so far, it's only been 6 games, granted, but this team so far has been a defensive catastrophe. It's the defenseman, it's the young defenseman, it's the older defenseman. When is someone going to take Mike Babcock's Matt Hunwick toy away? The guy was on the ice for 5 goals last night. The only Leaf who was on the ice for more goals than Matt Hunwick was Frederik Andersen. The forwards aren't helping. The Leafs are way too easy to beat in front. They're getting beat to rebounds. Frederik Andersen is allowing rebounds, but what goalie in the league doesn't allow any rebounds?
Sorry, Dangle, but Freddie Andersen's numbers are inexcusable.
Really? Weird, because heading into last night's game, Andersen's save percentage was actually better than Ben Bishop's, but I only heard one of them being criticized nonstop. And Babcock made a grave mistake before this game because he was pressed on a question about the goaltending. He said, ease off it, holy S. He swore, and everyone went, oh my goodness. And then this game happened. It's an absolute worst case scenario for him. Devil's advocate, Mike Babcock won a Stanley Cup with a past prime Chris Osgood. Don't tell me this is all on Freddie! So, positives to come out of this game. Matthews and Nylander, their chemistry continues to grow. Matthews, by the way, leading the league, tied for the league lead in goal scoring and leads the league in point scoring. First in the NHL to 10 points. Absolutely unbelievable. Question of the game, like what happens? What happens, okay? How does the defense get better? They're out shooting the opposition like crazy, but they're having all these insane breakdowns in their own zone. I think the answer, and this is the most painful one possible, is just time. It's also, they're not good enough just yet, but it's time. They don't know each other. They don't know the system. A lot of them don't know anything. Again, not sure what Hunwick's excuse is, but yes. And I saw Michael Tracos put this on Twitter. If that game can't get Frankie Corrado into the lineup, what can? What can? And why not end this video with a happy tweet from Paul Hendrick. No JVR at practice. Holland moved to wing to replace him today. Griffith skates at center today on the fourth line. Hashtag TML talk. Hashtag this team! Actually, no, a couple more things. There's talk that the Leafs goalie coach, forget their name, doesn't matter. There's talk that the Leafs goalie coach is asking Frederik Andersen to play differently. Now, here's the thing. The Leafs goalie coach does not have a 5-year contract. Either this goalie works or you don't. Seems pretty simple to me. Then again, that's if you blame the goalie, which I don't fully. My emotions, man. I think what's killing me so far this season, just 6 games, man. Just 6 games. What's killing me so far is last year's team so obviously couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. They sucked. They were bad. This year's team can do it. They have it. They're not the best team on paper, but they can do it. We've seen them do it, and then we've seen them give it away. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. And oh look, another tweet from Paul Hendrick. Polak skates alongside Corrado today. Gardner reunites with Carrick. Riley with Zaitsev. And Hunwick with Marinson. Does that mean Hunwick's out? What's with that Polak-Corrado pairing? I don't know. As you can tell, the Leafs are driving me a little crazy.
What's that? You think I'm perfectly fine?
It's okay, guys. He thinks I'm fine.
I know Terrence here is excited. Aren't you, Philip?
Aren't you?
Charles says he's excited.